When the Academy Award nominations came out, I posted this video to my Instagram. Korea has submitted 29 films to be considered for Best Foreign Film at the Academy Awards. And not only have they never won, they've never been nominated for the top 5. And until this year for the movie Burning, they hadn't even made the short list. What?
If you like Korean films, you know just where to go. This is Korean Geek, and welcome to my show.
I'm going to show you 4 films, the last 4 films that were up for Best Foreign Film, that were not nominated and did not win.
She's okay. She's just tired.
The Throne is a 2015 film. It was the official submission from Korea to the Academy Awards that year. And it stars my current generation's Korean national treasure, Song Kang-ho. And that's obvious because 3 of the 4 films I'm talking about star Song Kang-ho. Now, 2 of the films of the 4 that we're going to talk about star Yoo Ah-in, The Throne and Burning. He is the current generation's Korean national treasure. The plot of The Throne is pretty simple, at least at first. The king, who is superstitious and paranoid and cold, puts his son in a rice box, which is a wooden box, in order to die, because the son supposedly was going to commit treason and kill the king. The main question for this film is, how did they get to this point? And the movie answers that by going back and forth in time in a very clever way, even using crossfades like this one. And you slowly start to understand how things got so bad. And what's interesting is both characters are really bad sometimes. They're very entitled. And it's hard sometimes to like them. But that's what I love about Korean films. You gotta make the characters compelling, and that's what they do in this movie. I wish I could show you more of the film, but I don't want to be a spoiler. Let me just say that it is worth watching, and it is on Netflix as we speak. In 2015, the one that won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Film was a movie called Son of Saul, an excellent film from Hungary. I'm not dissing the film, but I want to point out that it was the 8th nomination for Hungary, and it was its 2nd win. I'd like to get back to The Throne to show you one more scene that really gets to me. So this is a true story, by the way. I would check it out. The prince stayed in that rice box for 8 days. Spoiler alert! And he died on the 8th day. Now, when he gets to day 3, without any water, he starts to hallucinate. And it looks like this. I don't want to interrupt too much, but if you don't like bugs, you're not going to like this scene. Look at... It's amazing how the director pulled this in to make conflict even within that box.
This is not the kind of music I should be playing for this movie, but I don't have time to re-record it. Traffic down!
The Age of Shadows was the 2016 submission to the Academy Awards. This is a movie that takes place in the 1930s during the Japanese occupation of Korea. And it stars a powerhouse trio, and I mean powerhouse. First we have Song Kang-ho, national treasure as I said. He plays a police officer who works for the Japanese, turning against his own people for personal gain. Then we have Yu Gong, who plays one of the resistance members fighting against Japan, who wants to smuggle explosives into Japan to cause chaos and havoc.
爆弾はどこだ？
お前の足元さ。
どうも甘すぎたようだな。鋼の意志のつもりだろうがどこまでもつか。いずれにせよお前は全てを吐くことになる。
期待するだけ無駄だ。永遠にな。
Lee has a cameo as the head of the resistance, but his presence is felt through the entire film because he is a force. The Age of Shadows has everything, from its acting to its lush cinematography, to the editing, scoring, costume design, production design. This film is tailor-made to be at least nominated for Best Foreign Film at the Academy Awards. Now, in 2016, the movie The Salesman, which is a movie from Iran, won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Film. Personally, I have some issues with the film, but I'm not here to diss it because it is a good film. But Germany was nominated twice. One of them was a co-production with Denmark. And you have to ask yourself, why? What is the Academy thinking? This is peach soju. I poured this for my mother, who passed away a while ago. I know that in etiquette in South Korea, you always pour the drink for someone else. So I pour one for my mom, who loves rabbits, and I'm going to drink it for her. While we do that, I'm going to show you a clip. It's random, but it's Park Young-min, who is a very strong up-and-coming actor. And in this movie, we'll watch him rap.
Let's get it. DJ, drop the beat.
Whoa. When I got mic 프로듀서들도 다 꾸려 맞아 시즌 2 to the 5 시즌 6 내 마음속엔 없어 평화 따윈 no peace 절대 안 통하네 real record not real 기회 대신 잡은 건 각본이지
Everybody knows I like Korean flicks, but it's not about the money and it's not about the chicks. I really love that country and I love the movies. Backbeat noodles and homemade smoothies. But if you love Korean film, then you come to the right place. I'm Korean City geek and I get in your face. About movies. Let's get started.
The third film is a true story, and it is a harrowing true story, while still being entertaining and exciting and funny. Check it out.
They had to add an A to the title of this movie because if they didn't, the audience might think that they're seeing another movie.
Talking to me?
A Taxi Driver is the 2017 South Korean submission to the Academy Awards. This movie stars Song Kang-ho as a very likable yet down on his luck guy. How down on his luck is he?
대신 나 돈 좀 줘라.
그럼 그렇지. 얼마나?
10만 원. 나 상고한만 몰래.
아니 그래? 너 빚도 다 갚았잖아 이제. 너 설마 사거리 때문에 이러냐?
띵동대.
야, 내 살다 집주인한테 돈 빌려서 집세 낸다는 놈 처음 본다. 어?
Song Kang-ho catches a break when he overhears another taxi driver talk about how he has picked up a German journalist fare to take to Gwangju for 100,000 won. That really perks Song Kang-ho's ears up because he needs the money. So much so that when he overhears where the pickup is happening, he takes off and decides to pick up the fare for himself. Song Kang-ho thinks that his fare and money is going to be easy, drive in, drive out. But he is unaware, or he pretends to be unaware, of the severe issues that are taking place in Gwangju, which is why the reporter wants to go.
Gwangju? It's a city down south.
And there's no article about Gwangju, no coverage, nothing.
This is the local paper from Gwangju.
They censored the whole page? What exactly happened over there?
What went on over there was the Gwangju Uprising, which took place in May of 1980. It was a series of student protests over the martial law that was put on Korea by the president at the time. This is what it really looked like during the Gwangju Uprising in 1980.
The reason this film is deserving of at least a shortlist is that, like the other two films we've discussed, The Throne and Age of Shadows, this film has beautiful editing, beautiful cinematography, stark storytelling, fantastic acting, and a socially relevant theme that is very socially relevant to today's world. I had no idea that Korea went through such turmoil, that 600 people lost their lives in this Gwangju uprising, at the very least. It's things like this that elevate this film into a different territory. There are 3 reasons why I think this film is a cut above and why it won almost every award at every Asian award ceremony. I mean, 6 Best Picture wins, 5 Best Actor wins. Well, the first reason is the director. He knows how to juggle tone masterfully. He also knows how to shoot action, and he really knows how to delve into character development. But the interesting thing about the director is, and this is one scene that is fantastic. In fact, a critic pointed this very scene out. The director allowed the audience and the characters to relax and actually have some fun. Here's the scene.
너 갑자기 가버리면 두루루루 나 어떻게 너를 잊고 살아갈까 당당당루
왜 땡인데?
대학생들이 데모하다가 너 잡으러 오겠다. 노래 못한다고.
The second reason is the relationship between the journalist and the taxi driver. It starts off as very contentious, and then it goes places you could never imagine it going. What a fantastic duo to really commit to their roles and get down to the bottom of how each person feels about their own country, hurting and maiming and killing their own people.
Your choice.
And the third reason, of course, is Song Kang-ho himself. He gives a master class of acting in this movie. He has such an incredible arc. He goes from being almost a coward about facing the realities of his violent country.
괜히 나서지 말고 여기 있어.
어째 저것을 그냥 보고만 있대요.
학생이 지금 내려간다고 뭐가 달라져?
And then he goes, well, this is a little bit of a spoiler alert. After the Gwangju uprising, the journalist wants to stay. And Song Kang-ho has a daughter at home and no wife. So the journalist allows him to go home as if he has completed the mission. He gets all his money. So he goes home and he is happy as a clam because he gets to be back with his daughter. However, something eats at him. And this is the scene that really got him, I'm sure, all the Best Acting awards.
물처럼 흘러만 갑니다. 어제 다시 만나서 다짐을 하고 우리들은 맹세를 하였습니다. 이 밤이 새면은 첫 차를 타고 행복 어린 거리로 떠나갈 거예요.
I'd like to point out that the director did that in one long take, allowing the actor to really get up into that emotion and build it up because it is a moment of crisis. In 2017, there was a movie called The Square. I loved it. But it was Sweden's submission to the Academy Awards. However, it was co-produced by the United States. So the United States decided to clap itself on the back and leave Korea in the lurch.
Burning.
Burning is the 2018 submission to the Academy for Best Foreign Film. It is a complex, multi-layered, elliptical, challenging, yet beautiful film starring Yoo Ah-in of The Throne fame and Steven Yeun of The Walking Dead fame. Here's some food for thought. Why did Steven Yeun have to go all the way to Korea to get a starring role in a movie? The plot to Burning is a little difficult to explain in just a few words because the director has hidden so many layers in this movie, and he only exposes them a little bit at a time throughout the movie until the whole picture is revealed. Now, I must tell you that the whole picture may not be something that you can completely understand. I must admit, I didn't quite understand it either. But that doesn't mean that the director didn't know. And that's what's beautiful about this movie and about Korean films in general. There is a confidence, an assurance that this director knows exactly what he's doing. And he follows in this, what I consider a great new Korean tradition of having a movie be one type of movie in the beginning and another type at the end, all while remaining completely consistent. Normally, that kind of movie, Burning, should be a film that is catnip to the Academy. And in fact, it was, because it made the shortlist. The winner of this year's Best Foreign Film was Roma by Alfonso Cuarón. And it was also up for Best Picture. Now, my mother said if I don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. So, Roma. Yeah. I must admit, it was beautifully shot. I just had a little bit of an issue with the narrative. But that's not really why I'm miffed at the movie. And I'm not even miffed at the movie because it is not the movie's fault or Alfonso's fault. It's that the Academy put Roma in Best Picture and Best Foreign Film. Now, I don't know if that could be fixed or anything, and I don't know if there's a problem with that necessarily. But if Roma's already up for the top prize in the Academy Awards, why not finally let South Korea, who you already put in the top 9, move them right up to the top 5? Korea deserves this. And this movie was tailor-made for foreign film because Academy likes to have a bit of a, they want a film that feels foreign, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of disrespectful and a little bit offensive because this movie is just as good, if not better, than so many other films across the world. Thank you for sticking with this video. I hope you share it with everyone because sometimes people don't quite know that Asians are really underrepresented and get hammered by not getting picked for the Academy Awards. And if you've seen these 4 films, you'll know that it should have happened. And if you haven't seen them, go watch them right now. See how angry you get when you realize that the Academy overlooked all of these movies. This is Korean Cinegeek thanking you for your time, thanking you for your subscriptions.